I think that would be crazy. Just a pirate MMO.
Yeah. I mean, it probably. I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I always like pirates. But yeah, no. Anyway, what I was saying about Rogue. He's going bananas. He's throwing bananas everywhere. He's got a debuff. It says going bananas. It's basically in rage.
In Rage, where he just freaks out and throws bananas.
Yeah, he just gets pissed off and starts whipping fruit everywhere.
That's a good thing he's not flinging poop, I guess.
Yeah, that is true. He could be flinging.
I mean, I'd rather have bananas flying at my face any day.
But knowing Blizzard, like, have you ever noticed Blizzard loves poop quests? Like, like in the Grand, you had to pick up the poop, and I know there's one in Cataclysm or in, like, Wrath or something where you have to pick up poop. But, like, Blizzard loves poop quests. Like, it's like a spot filler for them, like when they don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
they're just like,
well, let's just throw one of these in there.
Yeah, let's just have them pick up shit again. That seems to work for us every other time.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're going to do it. You know that everybody's going to do
it.
Oh, yeah. So let's just throw them in there and watch everybody pick up poop.
Yeah, the infamous
put them in their bags.
The infamous poop quests.
Yeah.
This thing's pretty cool. I have like a little mallet, and I can smack these things up.
What is your least favorite part of questing?
My least favorite part of questing?
Least favorite part of questing. Or, I mean, if there's like the whole experience is not your favorite, I guess, what is the one thing that you would change about the questing, the way it works?
Well, I like questing in general. Like I've never had a problem with questing. Like I enjoy it. I don't. I like the way Blizzard changed the questing as far as it's not the typical run of the muck. I mean, obviously there's still there's your kill quest. There, kill 10 of these, pick up 10 of these. But how they started to do the different things, like the phasing. I really enjoyed that because it's like
I do like that where you can like certain quests in Cataclysm where you're flying around in the back of an airplane shooting other planes out of the sky.
Yeah. But one thing I wish they would do, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm just barely tapping into the questing in Miss Pandaria. But one thing I would enjoy seeing is how you have this quest, how you go into like a compound, and they're like, okay, kill 20 of these guys. Okay, kill 20 of those guys, and you come back. It's like, okay, now there's 4 torches around that compound. Go light them and kill the guy who walks in the middle. Okay, now kill the big boss in the crypt and take his head or something. Like they should implement all that into one continuous quest, like almost like a Right.
I know they kind of do that with like the dungeon quests a little bit now. Where I know in Cataclysm they did it, where you would, let's say they give you a quest to kill the boss. You go and kill the first boss, and then once you kill that boss, the little thing drops in your corner and goes, complete quest, and then you accept the new quest right there.
Right. Yeah. If they did that for regular quests, and I think they do for some of them. I know they do, but just seeing it like implemented all the way through. And it doesn't have to be for everything. But something that's just like, hey, okay, there's a compound of I don't know, skeletons or whatever. It's like you're gonna have there's gonna be at least 6 quests in that area. So why not implement them all into the same thing and have them work all together? It makes sense to me, and I'd like to see them go that direction with doing it. Like I said, I may be asking for a miracle here, but every little bit helps. So.
I think one of my biggest pet peeves about questing, I think it's a quest. I know it is in one of the older dungeons. Let me get the name real quick. Let me think here. It's been a really long time. I think it might be Sunken Temple. No. Okay. Anyways, there's a quest where you have to kill these things and you have to collect their brain stems. And it almost feels like it's a rare drop because you can complete the entire instance 4 or 5 times and only have 5 of them. And you have to collect 9, but you kill about 50 or 60 of them.
Right.
I just want to know how some of them manage to not have a brain.
Yeah, I mean, you can always argue that. Like, you get wolf paws, and ours like, oh, okay, get 10, pig hearts, and you'll kill like 4 pigs, and you'll get 1 heart. Like, it doesn't have a heart. I mean, it all works into the drop rate thing because it keeps you into it's a tactic to like keep you in the immersion of the zone. Because if you think
Exactly,
about it,
because you don't want to just burn through that entire zone really quick.
exactly.
I just kind of thought it was always strange. It's like, damn it, this thing doesn't have a brain.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, it's
Uh,
sunken. Yeah, or you said sunken temple. You think it is?
I don't know. It's not Sunken Temple.
Oh.
It's like a level 24 instance.
Right. But that's vanilla. Like the game's come a long way since vanilla. So
I
see.
think it might be Black Fathom Deeps.
Right, so I see what you're saying, but it seemed like Blizzard is like they've almost completely moved away from
Yeah.
that entire,
Those type of quests.
right, the way, and even the way they did the dungeons. Like you remember when they remodeled the dungeons, so you would have like you did certain wings of certain dungeons. 'Cause you remember the low level dungeons in vanilla would take hours. I mean, just hours
yeah.
upon hours to do, and it was almost damn near impossible to do. You couldn't queue for stuff like that whenever they implemented the looking for group feature. So that's why they took those dungeons and they shaped them down and they made them into separate parts and they gave them
they
quests.
made them a little bit shorter, or exactly like you're saying, different parts.
Yeah.
Because that did tend to get annoying when you get into a group and you want to finish the dungeon because, I mean, you're in there. It took you, like, however many minutes to get into the queue or however many minutes before there was LFR or looking for a group to actually find the people. And then you took your time spending, however long it took you in trade chat, spamming, and then running to the summon stone, summoning everybody there, and then you get about a quarter of the way through it, and then somebody goes, "Oh, I gotta go, bye."
Right.
And now you're stuck. You have to go back and find another player.
Yeah.
So it is a really nice way. They're kind of thinking about that, saying like, "Yeah, we know these dungeons are long. Let's cut them down." Let's implement a looking for groups so that way people don't have to go spend time looking for players. They just hit a queue button and then they wait.
Right.
And they can continue whatever they're doing. They don't have to stop altogether. They can continue playing the game.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see because like this isn't going to be Blizzard's last expansion. Certainly not going to be their last level rise. I'll be interested to see how because I know they switched the recruit a friend. I believe it's to level 80 now. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's up there. I used to be 60, but I'll be interested to see the way they go as far as leveling comes, because I know, you had the Death Knight, the hero classes, you have to start pretty much almost 3/4 through the entire game, which was really nice for someone who wants to play. But like I've never enjoyed the Death Knight. I really haven't, because to me, leveling is your time to learn the character. If you're not, if it's not your second or third time through the character, it's your time to learn the character. It's your time to, you get skills one by one. As a Death Knight, you're given, 15, 20 skills right off the bat, and it's a slow progression through it, and you get talent points slowly. But I just don't feel like
it does almost seem like you get flooded right off the bat with all these new skills.
Right, and that's why I was really biased towards Death Knights in Wrath of the Lich King. Whenever we would raid, I would almost never bring a Death Knight as a DPS in, because I didn't feel like they were competent enough, only playing their class for like, what is it, maybe like 20 some levels. He started like 58, like 22 levels. So I mean, granted, it seemed like an easier class to play, and I know, it's just me just being stereotypical about Death Knights. I mean, there are some really good Death Knights, and don't get me wrong, they do amazing melee DPS. But at the time, I was very stubborn to the fact, because I didn't want them around. I was like, you know what? I don't feel like you would know your class, and that's almost why I hope they do, but I don't. Eventually, once the game goes up into, obviously 90, who knows, let's just say it goes 90, 95, and then eventually, let's say, I don't know if they'll ever tap into the hundreds. Like, I mean, it seems inevitable, because, this isn't their last expansion, and they've only got 10 levels to go. But you think about someone who starts the game from scratch and wants to play a shaman. Well, you got level 1, and sorry, buddy, you got 89 levels to go until you're with everybody else.
Exactly.
And they've cut down the experience significantly. I mean, it's leveling. Leveling isn't a thing now. I mean, it's nowhere near as hard as it used to be. You have that. You could dungeon grind. You could probably level a character from 160 in a weekend. And that, you sit down and play it. I mean, obviously, some people don't have that kind of time, but if you're, well, wow, tank's about to die. Pull him out of the sods. Pull him out of the sods. But, yeah, but I mean, really, if you sit down and dedicate yourself to a character, you could You could go through, but it's like it's a learning process also, which is why.
Yep.
But for some people, that could be a major turnoff to the game. They see, oh, hey, yeah, my friend's really into this game, or I've heard a lot of people talk about this game. I want to try it. And when you hop into it, it's like, wow, I'm level 1, and 90 is the max level. And I hear, it's like, oh, I hear that as soon as I start this game, or it doesn't open up until I finish. That's almost like that to me. I mean, not to me, but to some people, that could be an instant turnoff to a game.
Yep.
Because they don't want to feel like they struggle through it. I mean, when I came in, it was 60 levels. I was like, okay, that's doable.
Exactly.
That's completely doable.
But at the same time, though, they have changed the way that you do it. Also, in the fact that they lower the experience cap.
Right. Yeah.
Now it almost seems like 1 to 60 in vanilla was hard.
Uh-huh.
It took you. I'm gonna say it took you more time from 1 to 60 than it does now from 1 to 85.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. And so the leveling experience, they've tuned it, they've tweaked it, they've made it better, they've made it stronger so those new players can't get in and play.
Mm-hmm.
And for those older players who've done the same thing, I've freaking leveled through those starting areas so many times. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You just get the quest, accept the quest, you already know exactly where it is and what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I think that they're kind of doing it right with the way they're trying to, especially with the recruitment thing. Like if you do bring that brand new person who's never played before, you can recruit them and you get some sweet little bonuses out of it.
Right.
You get a cool amount, you get free money a while if they decide to stay and play the game. And they can sit there and play with their friend.
Yeah.
And let's say if they're on while you're not on, well then bam, they grant you levels.
Yeah.
And you can always be playing together no matter what happens. You don't have to dedicate yourself to another alt. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't have to.
Yeah. Oh, I got stunned in the blackout brew. Ah. But yeah. No, I mean, yeah, who knows? We'll see what they do, but ooh, what's this? It's a mace. I'm using daggers, but I'm going to need on that anyway just because I can use it. Unless there's a shaman in here, then I'll feel bad. Oh, there is a shaman. Crap.
Is it an enhancement?
No, he's an elemental. We're good.
Good to go.
But yeah, so, who knows? Was that it? Was that the dungeon? No, that wasn't it, was it? Oh, yeah, I guess it was. Oh, I didn't get the little notice at the end saying I finished it. Oh, well. Yeah, I'm excited for the level. That's kind of what I want. I don't want to go too much into the leveling on this end.
Yeah.
Like I do, but I don't. So, because I want to play it, but I don't want to be, like when I get in, it's like, oh, I know where this quest is, and then, boom, done in 10 minutes. I mean,
exactly.
That's
I kind of want that whole exploration.
Right. That's one of the reasons why I am not really paying the money. Also, that's kind of an excuse. The main reason why I did it is when I first came out, there were just so many damn people in the long starting zone that I couldn't even, I couldn't move. I think I did 6 quests, and there's one where you have to click this scroll on the wall and you have to burn it or something like that. Yeah, no way that was happening. No way. There were so many people in that area, you couldn't possibly move. I even had, there was no macro, I don't believe, for actually using it or for the click thing. You just had to sit there and spam click, and because of all the people there, the amount of lag, and you had to find the right spot for it, and it was just it was a nightmare. So
yeah, I think it's going to be pretty sweet. I mean, I'm really excited. I haven't seen any of the new zones, I mean, besides videos that I've watched and screenshots, but I think that it's going to be really cool, and I'm really interested. The new mounts. I know we briefly talked about the Grand Expedition Yak. I still don't know if that's the actual name. I'm too lazy to look it up. But I know that I think Jewel Crafters is what gets it. Those new tiger-looking things.
Tigers.
And I think there's a total of 6 of them. 5 of them, you get 5, the first 5, and then you combine the 5 to make the last one. And each mount, I'm assuming, because it's really just a gold sync mount, I'm assuming they're going to cost an outrageous amount of gold to buy. And like I said, you fuse the 5 to make the 6th. But even when you do that, you still get to keep the other 5 as the mount. So you'll still always have those 5.
Yeah.
Plus, you'll have the 6th mount. I don't know if there's another profession mount coming out. I think I might have heard about one, but as far as I know right now, the only one is jewel crafting mount.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's pretty cool. I'm always definitely into